welcome to the program. Thank you for joining us on this edition of K24 Inside Business, the last word in business. My name is Sarah Adam. Later in the hour, we'll have a discussion that will focus on smart cities and also how much investment can be put in these particular cities to ensure there are job opportunities for all. But before then, let's take a look at what is making headlines in the world of business. We begin with Dongo Kundu dominated talks in ongoing TICAD. NSE profit falls. And trade wars in Naivasha. Our top business story of the hour. Now, the ongoing rollout of the Universal Health Coverage Program and the development of a special economic zone in Dongo Kundu dominated talks between President Uhuru Kenyatta and Prime Minister Shinzo Abe on the sidelines of the ongoing TICAD 7 conference in Yokohama, Japan. During the bilateral meeting, Prime Minister Abe said Japan will continue supporting Kenya's ambition to achieve UHC through public-private partnership arrangements. Caroline Jenga tells us more.
Prime Minister Abe had earlier during the opening session of TICAD 7 announced his government's pledge to support UHC programs in Africa that will benefit over 3 million people. On special economic zones in Dongo Kundu, the two leaders agreed that with the support of the Japanese government, Kenya will fast-track the commencement of the CES as well as the construction of the Likoni Gate Bridge. Other matters that featured prominently during the talks included regional peace and security, sustainable blue economy, and the need to address the trade imbalance between the two countries that is currently in favor of Japan. President Kenyatta thanked Prime Minister Abe for hosting TICAD 6 in Kenya in 2016, saying the conference helped raise the country's profile as an investment destination of choice on the African continent. The president noted that in the last 3 years, the number of Japanese companies setting shop in Kenya significantly rose from 41 to 57, a feat he termed as a success indicator of the growing bilateral ties between Tokyo and Nairobi. The leaders also discussed ongoing United Nations reforms, with President Kenyatta asking his host for Japan's support for Kenya's bid to win a non-permanent seat on the UN Security Council. President Kenyatta concluded by inviting Prime Minister Abe to attend the 25th International Conference on Population and Development that will be held in Nairobi between 12th and 14th November this year. In another side meeting, President Kenyatta and the UN Secretary General Antonio discussed regional peace and security in Eastern African region. At the meeting, the president invited Mr. Guterres to the UN Oceans Conference that Kenya will co-host with Portugal in Lisbon between 2nd and 6th June next year. Earlier, President Kenyatta separately held talks with President Yoweri Museveni of Uganda and Prime Minister Pravind of Mauritius. The two leaders further agreed to conclude discussions on the avoidance of double tax agreement between the two countries by mid-September and sign a memorandum of understanding on standards by end of September 2019. Caroline Jenga, K24 Inside Business.
Now moving on, in the advent of cybersecurity breaches and technology failures in the insurance sector, many consumers find a challenge in evading this menace. Britain General Insurance has come up with its new cybersecurity cover that seeks to bring on board both SMEs and Kenyans in general who may fall victim of cyber-based crimes. Jimmy Mbogo got an opportunity to attend the event and has the following update for us.
Indeed, thank you very much, and a very good afternoon to you too, Sarah. Yes, we are currently at Britain here, where we have seen the first cybersecurity insurance cover being unveiled here. Now, you will remember that over the recent past, there has been a lot of cases in terms of involving cybersecurity issues, some of which have involved even government institutions that have fallen victim, including other huge corporates that have sort of been hacked. Now, the Britain Insurance Company has come up with this new cover that seeks to ensure that should you be hacked, you will still be able to be compensated. And just to speak to us, we're joined by the group MD, that is is Mr. Benson Wairegi. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to us. Maybe one of the things we need to understand is when you look at the Kenyan market, do we have space for this? Do we have the need for this insurance cover?
Thank you. And the simple answer is yes, we do have a need for this cover. If you look at recent government statistics and government comments, it is clearly evident that businesses in this digital age are getting very seriously exposed to the risks of cyberspace, including loss of data, attacks by hackers, and this risk is real. And as Kenya gets involved and enters the digital space, there is no doubt that this is a major risk and there is a real need for this product.
All right, in terms of the cover, what are some of the things that you will be protecting? What are some of the things that you will be ensuring in this cover?
Thank you very much. It's evident from what we say. This policy itself covers the risk of internet threats. In terms of specific coverage, you can see them here. We're talking about private liability, we're talking about network security liability, we are talking about business interruption, we are talking about the loss of data either by hacking or by accident, and the whole works about data loss prevention.
All right, now when you look at the Kenyan space, you actually, I think, the first insurance to be able to offer this cover. What are some of the things that actually informed you to bring in this cybersecurity cover?
We have looked at the space within which Kenya and the whole of the region operates. Insurance has all along been based on traditional products. That's why you don't see a lot of innovation. But in Britam's strategy, we have said we want to be seen as a company that is innovative by way of the product they bring into the market, by way of services, by way of processes, and by bringing in services that the market is really looking for. And as I have just said a short while ago, this market is exposed to the risks of cybercrime, cyberspace threats. And we did our research, and together with our partners in South Africa, these partners who have come from South Africa, we have decided that this is a product that this market needs, and the product itself was formed by research.
All right, now in terms of, you've actually signed a partnership just a few minutes ago with these South African partners. Maybe you care to explain what role they will be playing?
This is a new risk in this market. We don't have the expertise as a company. So this is an opportunity for us to partner with a company, Chubb, that is very successful in this space. It operates in a very advanced market. So they are bringing in the scale for Britam to be able to offer this service to this company. So what skill they bring is the knowledge, they bring in the technical expertise. Britam provides the underwriting capacity. Britam brings in the financial resources for this market to enable us to provide this product. So what are they bringing? Knowledge, capacity, and support for us to be able to launch this market because it's a new service.
All right, now in terms of rollout, how soon do we expect these covers now to be available? And in terms of rates, how much do I expect, for instance, to pay for my data?
I can't provide you that information right now because the technical team will be able to do that. But in terms of when does it commence, right away.
All right, indeed, thank you so much, Mr. Benson. And that is the group CEO for Britam Insurance. And as you would understand, this is just one of the things that we will be looking forward to see how this goes. Back to you, Sarah.
Now, thank you very much, Jimmy Bogo, for that particular update. Now, we are going to cross over to Mombasa County, where we are currently joined by our reporter, Fred Kae, who is at the official opening of ShopRite Mall. Good afternoon, Kae. And what is the latest coming from that end, keeping in mind that we are expecting when supermarkets open, they give job opportunities to the young people? Kae?
Shukrani sana, Sarah. Na tutakuja moja kwa moja kutoka kwa duka la jumla ambalo kwa sasa limeweza kuzinduliwa rasmi tu masaa machache yaliyopita. Duka hili kwa almaarufu linajulikana kama ShopRite. na limeweza kuchukua nafasi ile ambayo ilikuwa kunaendelezwa na shughuli za uuzaji wa bidhaa kama Nakuru Market. Na moja kwa moja basi tutaweza kujiunga na branch manager ambao anaweza kusimamia duka hili, aweze kutueleza tufika wakazi wa Mombasa watarajie nini kutoka kwa duka hili la jumla la Shoprite. Na moja kwa moja kama tutaweza kujumuika na mimi hapa, tuanze tu majina yako, waitwa nani, tuambie tu leo mmezindua rasmi duka hili, na je hali ikoje kwa sasa?
Kwa majina naitwa Alan Kamunde, branch manager wa Shoprite City Mall Nyali. Tumezindua tawi jipya kabisa katika mji wa Mombasa, kwanza nje ya Nairobi. Nairobi tuko na maduka mawili, hii ndio ya tatu Mombasa, na tumefurahia sana kwa vile wakazi wa Mombasa wameweza kutupokea katika siku hii ya leo. Nashukuru sana.
Naam, na naona kwamba ni masaa machache tangia duka hili liweze kufunguliwa, na naona hali chungu nzima ziliweza kuendeleza hapa. Wakazi wameweza kuwapokea kwa njia ile ambayo ni nzuri kabisa. Pengine mnaweza kutuambia kwamba sasa hii ni chanzo tu, leo ni mwanzo. Mnatarajia nini haswa katika siku zijazo?
Tunatarajia kupata wateja wengi zaidi, kwa sababu kile ambacho tumeleta Mombasa ni kitu ambacho hakijapatikana Mombasa wakati mwingine wowote. There's a first store. Of course, Shoprite has over 2,700 stores across Africa, and what we are bringing to Mombasa is one of its kind. We've never had a store like this one before. No Shoprite store looks like this. It's a very unique store, and we expect to offer the best in terms of fresh food, very big on fresh food, fruit and veg, bakery, hot and cold deli, fish, butchery, and then of course the fast-moving consumer goods. So it's one of its kind. It's never been seen in Mombasa before, and so we expect to give the best to our customers.
Na pengine kwa sasa hivi mnaweza ambia vipi wakazi wa Mombasa kwamba kwa leo mmeweza kufungua ndo ni mwanzo? Je, watarajie nini wakazi wa Mombasa?
Wakazi wa Mombasa tunaweza kuambia watarajie bidhaa nyingi kwa bei nafuu zaidi kushinda maduka mengine yoyote ya jumla. Bei ya chini kabisa, quality products at the lowest prices. Yeah.
Shukrani sana kwa muda wako. Na Sara, umeweza kusikia kutoka kwa branch manager wa Shoprite hapa City Mall. Na ni duka ambalo limeweza tu kufunguliwa muda mchache uliopita, na Governor Ali Hassan Joho ameweza kulizindua rasmi duka hili, na tumeweza kuona kwamba limeweza kupokelewa kwa hali ya makeke namna yake, kwa sababu wakazi wa Mombasa wameweza kufurika katika duka hili na wanaweza kufanya shopping katika duka hili. Na kwa sasa tunaweza sema tu kwamba kwao tunaweza sema kwamba wameweza kubahatika, kwa maana eneo hili basi lilikuwa linaweza kumilikiwa na duka lile la Nakuru Market, lakini kwa sasa duka hili limekuwa la Shoprite. Kutoka kaunti ya Mombasa naweza kuregesha kwako studio, Sara.
Thank you very much, Kai, for that particular update. Now, today's discussion will be focused, and especially when it comes to African technology, tech cities. Those are smart cities. Cities that were supposed to employ thousands of young people, and just cities like Konza City. Now we are sampling 3 different cities in Africa. We begin with Konza City. The city sits on a 5,000-acre business hub 70 kilometers outside Nairobi, Kenya. It will include cutting-edge technologies in education, life sciences. Then it will also accommodate 200,000 people and create 100,000 jobs. Now it will generate 1 billion shillings in that particular, and then this is Konza City in Nairobi, Kenya. Now let's move to Ecot Atlantic. This is in Nigeria. The city is built on 2,400 acres of land reclaimed from the Atlantic Ocean. It will also have independent, reliable electricity, advanced fiber optic telecom. The economic impact of this city is $6 billion. Now it's estimated to have a potential to create 250,000 new jobs. Now this is Ecot Atlantic in Nigeria. And lastly, we have Vision City in Rwanda. Now the city will focus on innovation and it will drive Africa's digital transformation agenda, and the cost of putting up the city is estimated to cost $1.9 billion, and it will provide housing for 22,000 people over 8 years. Now, these are 3 different cities, and also there are challenges in putting up these cities since they have not yet been put up because it's quite expensive. So it's capital intensive cities, and we hope that it will actually come to life and create these particular jobs. Now, moving on, drama ensued in Naivasha after traders from recently refurbished open-air market clashed with county officers from allocating spaces outside the main market. The standoff paralyzed activities in the busy market for the better part of morning as traders accused the county officials of interfering with their businesses. Caroline Jenga tells us more.
This came as it emerged that one group was selling second-hand clothes outside the market, inconveniencing the rest who ply their trade in the market, resulting to losses. According to the chairperson of the traders, Alice Wangoi, the area had seen an influx of hawkers from Nairobi and Nakuru.
Tajo ndio iligawa ikatupatia, inawezaje kupatia mtu nyumba ndani na ije apatie mtu? Kuna mahali unaweza gawa viwanja mbili ya ije na ya ndani.
Wangoi said despite paying levies to the county government of Nakuru, customers were not accessing their area as hawkers were displaying their goods on the road. She said the market had been a source of livelihood for many residents and wondered why their businesses were being interfered by the other group.
Hatuna ubaya, waingie ndani tuuse, kama tunauza ause rahisi, niuse bei kali, lakini tuwe ndani. Kwa maana hii soko kile kimeiharibu ni watu wa nje. Na hao watu wa nje wanasema hawezi ingia. Hatujui sisi tutaenda wapi.
Her sentiments were echoed by a trader, Charity Muthoni, who said they will stop paying levies to the county government if the situation is not rectified.
Na shida sana kwa hao watu wa Kanjo. Soko ni barabara, tuambie kama soko ni barabara tutoke sisi zote nje. Kama ni ndani tuingie ndani sisi zote. Kama ni nje tuende tutoke sisi zote nje. Hata wengine watoto wao walienda chokora sababu walishindwa na kuwalea. Sababu gani? Sababu kasi ilifungiwa hapa nje, watu waliletwa wakajaa soko nje.
She said a meeting called to solve the problem ended in disarray as the two groups could not come to an agreement. The other group, however, said they were prepared to cooperate and sell their goods inside the market, but there was limited space for them. Last month, Nakuru Governor Lee Kenyanjui said they had set aside 150 million shillings for the upgrade of the market. Kenyanjui said the funds set aside in this financial year will help modernize the market in order to accommodate the growing number of traders from the populous town. Caroline Jenga, K24, Inside Business.
Now moving on, the second consignment of 45,000 metric tons of NPK fertilizer that Kenya Tea Development Agency KTDA Management Services has imported on behalf of more than 600,000 smallholder farmers teas in the country has arrived in Mombasa. The first batch of fertilizer has already been distributed to smallholder tea farmers, and the second is being offloaded and packed in 50-kilogram bags for immediate dispatch to the factories for onward distribution to farmers. Linda Koskei with more details on this.
Importing fertilizer in large quantities enables the Kenya Tea Development Agency to leverage on economies of scale, thus purchasing the product at comparatively lower cost per unit. The consignment includes an order that had been made by some of the local tea producers that are taking advantage of KTDA discounted bulk import.
We don't expect a big variation from last year's price. However, I want to say that as an organization, we do an open tender where everybody can participate.
According to KTDA Chief Executive Officer Lerion Katiampati, the quantity of fertilizer that a farmer receives depends on the number of tea bushes owned. On average, a 50-kilogram bag of fertilizer is applied to 700 tea bushes, whereby the fertilizer requirement is usually determined in November and December ahead of procurement in the following year.
We are able to control the quality of fertilizer, working together with Kenya Bureau of Standards to ensure that our farmers receive high quality fertilizer that is going to ensure sustained production and the quality of greenery.
The fertilizer is tested for quality and safety by Kenya Bureau of Standards through pre-shipment inspection agents at the source, manufacturing process and at the port of Mombasa. Independent laboratories such as KEFIS, Bureau of Veritas, Interfec among others also participate in the testing exercise to ensure it is fully compliant with safety and specifications. Linda Koskei, K24 Business.
Now moving on, with all of the progress we've seen in deep learning tech in the past few years, it seems pretty inevitable that security cameras become smarter and more capable in regards to tracking, but there are more options than what we think in how we choose to pull this off. And as Jasmine Wambui reports, facial recognition is a way of